show of shows. Uncle Muggs doing what he does. You ready? We ready. This is for you all. 1, 2, 3. Sakamela.
What's up, guys? This is Mo Sargos from the West Maryland Bobcats, and you're here watching Inside the Park with Uncle Muggs.
Zach Neto here. You're watching Inside the Park with Uncle Muggs.
Welcome to Season 2 of Inside the Park on FSPN, the weekly recap show for South Florida high school baseball, powered by Dick's House of Sport in Dadeland. I'm your host, Brian Uncle Muggs Gonzalez, and today we have the recap segment coming up for Week 5 of the 2026 Florida baseball season. I'm very proud to announce that we have partnered with Dick's House of Sport in Dadeland, and we'll be able to better engage now with the sports community in South Florida with Dick's commitment to South Florida high school sports. Please stop by the Dadeland store. There isn't anything like it in South Florida. It's more than just a store. It's a full-blown sports destination under one roof. Remember to please send us your game and home run videos to this email, Floridasportspn@gmail.com. On this week's show, we'll start off with some game recaps and highlights. And then we'll have the SACAMELA segment with our special guest from the Coral Gables Cavaliers, Ulpiano Puente. He'll be joining us today. And then we'll wrap things up with the player of the week. So let's go. Let's get things started for the recap segment of this Week 5 of games in the South Florida baseball season. Let's begin with the games that took place on Monday, March 9th. The FSPN game for Monday was the 8-1 Ransom Everglades Raiders, and they're taking on the red-hot Palmer Trinity Falcons. And this game had a little bit of everything. It had home runs. It had your routine play of guys running through fences. It was an interesting game. George Gross set the stage by going Sakamela in the first inning for the Raiders. And then it was the Raiders' left fielder, Nicholas Moriaki, running into the fence, making this incredible catch. Take a look at this. That was fearless. Nicholas is doing fine, but the fence is in intensive care at Jackson Memorial Hospital in critical condition. The lefty, Josh Martinez, was on the bump for the Falcons, and he collected 8 strikeouts in 5 innings of works, allowing only 2 runs. Falcons left fielder Tommy Barcinas broke the game open with a 3-run Sakamela in that one, and the Falcons improved to 9-2, winning this game 8-2. Palmer would beat Somerset Silver the next day, and the Falcons are now 10-2, and they play J.C. Bermuda's Thunder on Thursday. In other scores from Monday around the league, the LaSalle Royal Lions beat Keysgate 7-4. Johnny Q, the catcher, had a Sakamela. Hector Sosa had 2 hits for the Lions that will take on Belém on Tuesday. Jose Rijo was on the mound, and not the Jose Rijo from the 1990 Cincinnati Red World Champions. This Jose Rijo plays for the Ferguson Falcons, and he threw 6 hitless innings for the Falcons in a shutout 2-0 over the Cobras of South Miami. The Cavaliers of Coral Gables were silenced by Matt Garcia and his orange hair. Matt put in 6 innings on the mound, allowing 0 runs. This game was 1-0 until the bottom of the 5th, when Sabre senior Dylan Fernandez hit a Sakamela, and Sam Brendan scored 7 runs, and that's all she wrote. Sam Beeves would go on to win 9-0. The West Broward Bobcats came to Doral to take on the JCB Thunder, and the Cats got another spectacular pitching performance from their ace Aguila. Another complete game, handing out 11 of those delicious Broward County croquetas. The junior Jose Hernandez had a Sakamela, and the Bobcats are now 9-3 on the season and will play Cardinal Newman on the road on Wednesday. The Brito Panthers paid a visit to Coach Lyman and the Pace Spartans on Monday. The Spartans' Jacob Reyes was perfect, 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and Pace wins that one 11-6. Now let's move over to the games that took place on Tuesday, March 10th. The FSPN game was the Bulldogs of Braddock visiting Chris Leon and the Killian Cougars, and this was a great game. It was tied 1-1 until the top of the 5th, when the Bulldog catcher Mikey Sanchez decided to take matters into his own hands. Mikey launched a grand royal Sakamela that was manifested from his own dugout. They were all chanting Sakamela, and you see what happens when you give out that positive energy. Sakamelas happen. Braddock held on to win that one 5-2. Killian plays host to Cardinal Gibbons on Wednesday, and the 144 boys play Miami Christian on home on Wednesday. The JC Bermuda's Thunder spanked Coral Park 12-1, and this one was over in 5 innings. The Ridge Spartans went to Ferguson on Tuesday to face the Falcons, and it was the Panda that had 3 hits for South Ridge. The Spartans scored runs in every inning but one, beating the Falcons 11-6. And on Thursday, and a game that you can see right here on FSPN, the Spartans will take on the Class 5A champions, the Mater Academy Lions. Now, what I'm about to say may come as a shock to most of you, so if you're on any type of heart medication, please have las pastillitas nearby. In fact, you should take one right now. So please, sit down. I don't want to be held responsible for anybody's injuries that may occur. But the Columbus Explorers were run-ruled. And I know what you're thinking. By who? The New York Yankees? No, it was by the Chaminade Madonna Lions. Are you guys okay? Do I need to call 911? You heard right. The Lions of Chaminade sent their ace to the mound, the crafty lefty Spencer Krasner. Spencer threw 5 innings, allowing just 3 hits, and one of those was a Sakamela to Columbus's A.J. Rivero. Joshua Wright had a Sakamela for the Lions, and A.J. Vargas had a double Sakamela for the Lions in a 12-2 win. Wow. Okay, you guys can stand up now. Are you there? The Class 3A champions, the Miami Springs, got a run in the bottom of the 7th to walk it off against Madder Lakes 6-5. Senior Isler, the pilot, Piloto, had 2 doubles, and Gio Zara had 2 hits, including a triple. The Coral Gables Cavaliers shut out the Rays of Mater Bay 3-0. And our studio guest this week, Ulpiano Puente, threw 6 shutout innings for the Cavs. The 9-4 Cavs take on LaSalle at home on Thursday. Keysgate had a Sakamela festival on Tuesday against the ACC Bulldogs. Anthony Hernandez, Pablo Castaneda, and Lucio Mejia all had Sakamelas in a 7-5 win. Damian Espinales had a Sakamela for the Bulldogs in that game. Julio Mendoza and the Knights of Sunset went north to face the Spartans of Pace, and this must have been a wild one. 10-9 in favor of Pace. Sunset did score 3 in the top of the 7th. Andres Puerta, Julio Gonzalez, and Huicho had a home run for the Knights. Jacob Reyes also had a Sakamela for the Spartans that improved to 7-6 on the season. Adrian Nieto and his Titans of True North went up to take on the real Titans of Florida baseball, the Stoneman Douglas Eagles. Carter McGuinn, Reed Dadick, and Jacob Hayes combined for 3 hitters, and the Eagles beat the Titans 5-1. Jake Rizzo had a Sakamela that left the yard faster than you can say, Sakamela! True North will play Gulliver on Friday. Ed Bonilla and his Miami High Stings put up 5 runs in the top of the 7th inning for an upset win over the Somerset Academy Panthers 8-4 on Tuesday. For the Stingerees, Randy Mercedes went Sakamela and had 3 hits. Jason Cruz Cabrali and Junior Sean Perez each had 2 RBIs each in a huge road win for Miami High that improves to 7-4. The South Dade Bucks went fishing for a victory when they traveled to the Keys to face Coral Shores. Alejandro Bros and Giovanni Horta combined for 11 strikeouts, and the Big Cat, Yuxnel Gato, had 2 doubles, and Mason Provin had 2 hits and both RBIs in a 2-1 win for the Bucks that are now 7-5. Mandy's Southwest Eagles got 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th to come from behind on the Westminster Warriors on Tuesday and win 8-5. And in this game is being called Sakamela Palooza because Orsjo Valdez, Max Rico, Edwan Negrin, and that guy, George Lasher, he had Sakamelas, and Euclid Alvarez went 6 innings for the W. And I wish I would have been there for that one. Now, I hope you guys have gotten over the shocker from a little while ago from Columbus, because you're going to want to sit down again for this one. And if you have the patillitas nearby, I just keep them really close. The previously undefeated Doral Academy Firebirds lost on Tuesday 9-1 to the Jaguars of Pembroke Pines. And at first, I thought my phone had a virus on it. I had to turn it off and on a couple times, but the score remained the same, 9-1 Jags. Here's what happened. Senior Dean Jaworski took the mound and threw 6 innings of 4-hit baseball, allowing just 1 run and collected 7 croquetas. Meanwhile, Jack Anthony Hernandez said, "Come on, Jaguars, jump on my back and I'll carry you to the promised land." Jack had 3 hits and 3 RBIs in a huge upset win for Jag Nation. Now Key West is the only undefeated team in South Florida. iMatter Charter beat Archbishop McCarthy 7-2. St. Brendan's shut out Belaying 5-0 on the road. And the Class 5A champions, the Mater Academy Lions, beat Cohia by 2 touchdowns and a successful 2-point conversion, 15-0. Jaden Lau and Kevin Salguero combined for the 2-hitter. 3 hits for senior shortstop Brandon Lorenzo, and everybody in that Lion lineup got a hit on that night. And in a battle between two state champions, American Heritage and St. Thomas, the Raiders of St. Thomas came back to beat the Patriots despite home runs from Mark Asensio and Bladen Caballero for the Patriots. Yunel Paredes had 3 RBIs for St. Thomas, including 2 doubles in a big win for the Raiders 6-4. Now, let's move over to the games that took place on Wednesday, March 11th. The FSPN game was the undefeated Conchs of Key West coming up to face the Warriors of Westminster Christian. And it was Donovan Theory on the mound, and almost every major league team had a scout in the stands for this one. The Warriors got off to an early lead. I'm talking bottom of the first early. I'm talking about Ray Lopez, second batter, going Sakamela with a man on early. The Warriors added 7 more to make it 9-0 and chased Theory before you can even get some popcorn and get back to your seat. Hey, everyone can have a bad day. What are you going to do? Well, to make a short game even shorter, the Warriors tacked on a total of 12 runs to the Conchs 0. J.J. Godoy added a Sakamela, and this win gave the Warriors the confidence that they need. And they're going to need it because they face the Class 5A champions, the Mater Academy Lions, at the Garden on Friday in a game that you can see right here on FSPN. The Raiders of Gulliver Prep were on the road to face the Barracudas of Coral Reef. The Raiders had to lean on their star to squeeze out a 2-0 victory over the Cudas. Jacob Lombard hit a solo Sakamela, and that was all that senior Jonah Weissman would need. He stepped up and threw a gem of a game, going 6 2/3 for the win. Gulliver plays True North at home on Friday. And just FYI, Gulliver has already won than they did all of last year, and it's thanks to this guy right here.
Yeah, absolutely, Muggs. I mean, one of the things that we really spoke about this year and emphasized in the beginning of the fall was just culture. Changing up the culture within the team, within the program, all that stuff. So definitely expect a lot more higher expectation, a higher standard this year. You know, bring back that Raider field Gulliver team back.
I have you checked off as the comeback team of the year.
Yeah.
So don't let me down, man. I need you guys to be better than 6-21 this year.
I got you. I hope so too. I have a lot of hope for the team. I think we're going to surprise a lot of guys this year.
Ray Gonzalez is doing a fantastic job, and I think that athletic director Andre Torres made the right choice by taking Ray for that job. Good luck the rest of the way to the Raiders, and I really like that group over there. They're good players and good people. And you see how Uncle Muggs predicted that, huh? You saw that. I'm just saying. Now let's move over to other games from Wednesday. The Class 3A champions, the Miami Springs Golden Hawks, paid a visit to the Chargers of North Miami Beach, and this one was over in 4 innings. Miami Springs won 18-1. Jordan Torres had a double Sakamela. Sophomore Kevin Medeiros had 3 hits, including a tripper. And Taylor Que barbaridad! Ancheta had a Sakamela for the Golden Hawks, and now, all of a sudden, Ancheta has become a home run hitter. You see what happens when you win a state championship? Ancheta had 6 RBIs. My Coral Park Rams got shut out by the Palmetto Panthers 3-0. The Panthers were coming off a huge win over Florida Christian, and that confidence carried over to this game. And I believe for the rest of the season, this is definitely not last season's Panthers. Palmetto sits on top of District 16 right now. Great job to Coach Hendrick and to all of you Panthers. The Braddock Bulldogs beat the Miami Christian Victors on Wednesday 6-3, and it was their catcher once again, Mikey Sanchez, with a Sakamela. That's back-to-back games for Sanchez. The 144 boys are 6-1 in their last 7 games, and they will take on Miami Springs on Friday, and that's going to be a good game right there. Raymond Santiago had a Sakamela for Miami Christian in that one. The Killian Cougars bounced back from their loss to Braddock by beating Cardinal Gibbons 7-3 at home. The junior Ryan Yambes had the win for Killian in that one. And the world champs, the Stoneman Douglas, shut out an out-of-town team, the Miller School, 3-0. Jake Rizzo had a Sakamela for Douglas, and that's 2 consecutive games for Rizzo with a Sakamela. He's dialed in now, and Douglas will face Doral on Thursday. The Wolverines of Belém were at home on Wednesday to face LaSalle, and things haven't been going so well for Jesse and the Wolverines at home lately. But when the going gets tough, you have to lean on your dogs to carry you. And Belém's pit bull is Jake Cueto. Jake had 3 hits, including 2 doubles. Julian Albert had 2 hits, and that Albert-Cueto 1-2 combination is among the best in the county. The Wolverines won 3-0. The West Broward Bobcats continue their dominance on Wednesday by crushing Cardinal Newman 12-2, and this one was over in 6 innings. Manu Sarcos had a Sakamela to go along with 6 RBIs, and Isaiah Del Valle had 3 hits. Ivan Sabater collected 7 croquetas in 4 innings of work, And the Bobcats will be in Key West for 2 games on March 27th and 28th, and I'll be there for those incredible pitching matchups, and that's going to be a wild one in Key West. The Class 4A champions, the American Heritage Patriots, took on Gulf Coast. They needed a run in the bottom of the 7th inning to walk it off, and my man Gavin Rubalcaba had a Sakamela for the Patriots. Gabriel Rosenfeld collected 8 strikeouts in his 4 1/3 innings of work. Now let's move over to the games on Thursday, March 12th. We had 2 FSPN games on Thursday. That's right, 2, because we can. The first game was the 5-time consecutive Florida State champion, the Stoneman Douglas Eagles, visiting the Doral Academy Firebirds. This game was highlighted by Randy Ruiz's 2-run game. Ruiz had 3 RBIs, and that alone would have been enough to beat the Firebirds, but the Eagles ended up winning 5-1 over Doral. The Eagles improved to 11-3, while the Firebirds lose 2 in a row and drop 12-2 on the year. Up next for Doral is a game at home versus Miami High next Tuesday, and the Eagles will travel to Las Vegas next week and try their luck against Centennial Bulldogs in a national invitational tournament. Game number 2 on ESPN for Thursday was an instant classic that will be on FSPN. The Mater Academy Lions versus the Spartans of Southridge at FIU Stadium. Let me start off by saying that this stadium's atmosphere was electric. Coach Bencomo brought the entire Mater Little League from Westland Gardens Park to FIU Stadium, and the place was packed with hundreds of little Lions. They were all coming out to see the big Lions perform, and hopefully one day they can grow up and be Lions as well. It was great to see all those kids in the stands enjoying the game. And these guys were enjoying the game a little bit too much. Well, let's get into the game. The Spartans' first baseman, senior Jonathan Paniagua, set the tone with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning off of Steven Gonzalez. And the Spartans added another run in that inning to make it 3-0 in the first. And right there and then, the Mater Lions had the Spartans right where they wanted with the lead. And I know what you're probably thinking. What do you mean with the lead? They have them right where they want them. Yes, you have to throw traditional baseball thinking out the window when you play against the Mater Academy Lions. If you score too many runs early and not enough runs late, the Lions are going to come back and bite you, and that's what happened here in this one. Brian Fernandez had a Sakamela for Mater, and yet the Spartans were still in the lead 6-4 going into the top of the 7th. Yodelkis tied it with a base hit that scored Brandon Lorenzo, who, by the way, had 3 hits, including a triple. The Lions scored 4 in the top of the 7th, and then they asked Brian Fernandez to come in and close it out, and Fernandez did just that. The Cuban Otani faced 2 batters and retired them both, and the Lions were winners of this incredible game, 8-6, and I recommend that you get some popcorn, pull up a comfy chair, and watch this right here on FSPN. In other games on Thursday, Livan Hernandez and his iMatter Charter Knights had a huge road win over the Bucks of South Dade 8-5. The Class 3A champions, the Miami Springs Golden Hawks, took on the Braddock Bulldogs at home and beat them 11-4. Adrian Henriquez had 3 hits, and the lefty Esaul Peña had a Sakamela for the Hawks and 4 RBIs. Juan Chacon had a Sakamela for the Bulldogs. Springs is 10-3 on the season, and Braddock drops to 9-5. Head coach Brian Campbell and his Eagles of North Broward Prep shut out the Somerset Academy Panthers 3-0. The Eagles had a Sakamela from their junior Alex Smith. Julian Rodriguez pitched a complete game for the Eagles, allowing 2 hits, 0 runs, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk to get the win. Schoolhouse Prep improved their season record to 7-5 by beating Coral Shores 8-3. It was Caneo Hinkle who had 2 hits, including a Sakamela for the Wolfpack. The Gables Cavaliers improved their season record to 10-4 when they beat LaSalle, the Royal Lions, 4-3 on Thursday. And it was Lucas Fernandez that stepped up for Cav Nation. The senior Tusculum University commit went 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Coral Gables is in the GMAC tournament and will play against a strong Goldman team on Monday, and then they play Miami Springs on Tuesday. The Titans of True North defeated Grace Christian Academy 10-7. Their seniors, Matias Fisher and Carlos Victorero, had Sakamelas and 2 RBIs each in that one. The Titans will take on Gulliver on Saturday, and then they travel to North Broward Prep next Wednesday. The Columbus Explorers clobbered their 7A opponent, the Palmetto Panthers, 11-1, and this one was over in 5 innings. Columbus is now 10-2, thanks to their shortstop Max Alvarez that had a Sakamela to go along with 5 RBIs, and sophomore Diane Visidio got the win for the Explorers. Charlie Garcia and his Miami Beach High Tides defeated Terra 4-1, and it was my man Yerber Vivas that had a big hit in that one and an RBI for Miami Beach. The Varela Vipers, last season's 7A regional finalists, shut down Keysgate thanks to senior Moises Pavon's 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. Evan Ferreira collected 5 croquetas and got the win for the Vipers. The victors of Miami Christian had a wild one against Schoolhouse Prep. The Wolfpack jumped out to a 6-0 lead in the very first inning. Schoolhouse scored 3 more in the second inning, making it 9-0. Miami Christian would come back and put up 6 of their own in the bottom of the third, and they kept jabbing, and this one ended in favor of Miami Christian. The red-hot Palmer Trinity Falcons invited JC Bermuda's Thunder to Cutler Bay on Thursday. The Falcons outlasted the Thunder, winning 12-11 in 8 innings. Palmer walked it off by scoring 5 in the top of the 8th in dramatic fashion. The Falcons improved to 11-2, and they continued to ride that Cinderella story season. Congrats to head coach Howard Cuervo and his staff. Howard Cuervo has to be considered as one of the year's top coaches, and he's my candidate so far. There were 5 Sakamelas in that game for Palmer. It was Kevin Prieto, David Herrera, Leo De Basa, and my man Josh Martinez. For the Thunder, it was Aaron Blanco. Ed Bonilla and the Miami High Stings got a big road win in Plantation. The Stingarees improved their season record to 8-3. Mandy Pelayas and his Southwest Eagles TKO'd the Ferguson Falcons 13-0. Thanks to sophomore Brian Garcia that had 3 RBIs and a Sakamela, and the Eagles senior Oris Joe Valdez also had 3 RBIs. And Valdez has become such a leader on that team. He's probably been the most consistent hitter the past 2 seasons, and I'm very happy for that young man and the entire crew over there at Southwest. Keep grinding, you guys. Mira, I love you guys over there at Southwest, and I hope you still have some of those pastillitas laying around, because the San Brendan Sabres knocked out the Chaminade Madonna Lions in 6 innings. That's right. The Sabres had home runs from the pit commit Kevin Leon and senior Lucas Argudin. Definitely a huge road win for the Sabres of San Brendan's. And Dylan Fernandez. Aye, Dylan. What a game. The senior hurler for St. B's threw a CG 2-hitter, collecting 6 croquetas. And on Friday, March 13th, most games were rained out. Just a few of them were played. The Class 5A champions, the Mater Academy Lions, wished that their game was rained out because they lost 3-2 against the Giant Killers, the Westminster Christian Warriors. Emil and the Warriors rolled into Hialeah as confident as you can be. They just beat Donovan Theory and the Key West Conchs just a couple of days earlier, and now they beat the state champs. The Warriors got a solid pitching performance from their lefty starter, rookie freshman Bryce Davidson. Davidson was fearless, collecting 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. Warrior shortstop Landon Tews had 2 hits in this huge upset win for Westminster. Now, Westminster has to be considered as one of the top teams in Miami. They can beat anybody, anywhere, from 90-mile-an-hour prospects to state champions. So now we need to show Westminster some respect. The Key West Conchs bounced back from their loss to Westminster by squeezing out a win in the bottom of the 8th inning over the visiting South Dade Bucks. The FIU commit Roman Garcia had 3 hits for Key West, and Key West wins 4-3. The Class 3A champs, the Golden Hawks of Miami Springs, hosted Harold Martinez and his 144 boys. From Braddock, Friday afternoon, the Hawks got a Sakamela from their lefty Saul Peña and 4 RBIs, and Adrian Henriquez got his 5th win of the season. And finally, Miami Country Day got a win over Miami Lakes Trojans 5-4, thanks to a home run by an 8th grader. That's right, 8th grader Christopher Cabrera. He had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And that's all the time that we have for today's recap segment of the show. Thanks to everyone that sent us the videos. Please keep them coming. Send them to this email right here, floridasportspn@gmail.com. And don't go away. When we come back, we'll have the SACAMELA segment with our guest host today, Mr. Ulpiano Puente of the Coral Gables Cavaliers. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be right back.
Domingo en la mañana, un Comox ya llegó. Inside the park con ganas, todo el barrio lo vio. Uncle Max doing what he does. Sunday morning, vibra peligrosa. Inside the park, todo el mundo atrás, sácamela.
Welcome to Inside the Park on FSPN, the weekly recap show for high school baseball, and it's powered by Dick's House of Sport in Dayland. It's time for that ever-popular segment on the show called the Sakamela segment, and it's where we go over the home runs that were hit this week. And if you want to send us your home run to be on this show, please send your videos to this email, floridasportspn@gmail.com. And joining me today in the studio is none other than the Coral Gables pitcher infielder, Mr. Ulpiano Puente. Welcome, Upi. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Uncle Muggs. Glad to be here, and I love the studio. All the caps, especially the one right here.
That's a good one. I like Rodriguez. All right, Upi, thank you very much for being our guest today here on Inside the Park. And on behalf of Dick's House of Sport in Dayland, we would like you to have this $50 gift certificate for you to spend at Dick's House of Sport.
I love Dick's House of Sports. Thank you so much, Uncle Muggs. I love that place. I love being able to use the cages, and they have rock climbing there.
They got rock climbing.
Yep.
Right. I didn't know baseball players were big rock climbers. Well, Upi, it's time to start the Sakamela home run review, and I just want to thank all the players, coaches, and parents and abuelos that sent us the videos. We received so many Sakamelas. We'll try to get to all of them today. And I mean, God, don't you guys ever bunt? All right, are you ready, Upi?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right, our first Sakamela is off the bat of Randy Ruiz of the Stoneman Douglas, and he hit his Sakamela at Doral. Let's take a look at this one. And by the way, here's the ball that Randy hit. Look at the D of the Doral right there. It hit a pole, it hit the wall, and it got me in the shoulder.
Are you all right, Uncle Muggs?
Yeah, I'm good. It was just a glancing blow, but here it is just in case you want it back, Randy.
The next Sakamela is from Ransom Everglades Raider, Mr. George Gross. Let's take a look at this one.
Wow, very nice. That was in the first inning. We're going to call that one an introduction Sakamela.
Here's a Sakamela off the bat of the Stoneman Douglas infielder, Jake Rizzo.
I'm going to call that one get out of here in a hurry Sakamela. That just went, mira, sick.
Here's another Sakamela from the guy that hit you with the ball from Stoneman Douglas, Randy Ruiz, again.
I'm going to call this one an excuse me Sakamela, because he hit it and he didn't know right away that it was going to be out. But then when it went out, he says, well, no, excuse me, I'll take it.
The next two Sakamelas are from teammates at Westminster Christian in the same game. First is JJ Godoy and then Ray Lopez going Sakamela.
The Warriors home run by the outfielder, Rodriguez.
The one that Godoy hit in the first inning, we're going to call that one a welcome to Miami Sakamela.
Muggs, let's take a look at some Broward Sakamelas. I know that you've been liking those lately. Muggs, here's a West Broward Sakamela from the catcher Manu Sarcos.
¡Attaboy, Manu!
Manu Sarcos with the 3-run homer.
Buen palo, hijo.
Wow, that was a nice one. And he had 6 RBIs in that game. Manu is one of the coolest nephews out there.
Uncle Muggs, what's better than a Sakamela?
Pops, I already know this one. It's a double Sakamela.
No, it's a Royal Grand Sakamela, and this one is from His Majesty himself, Mikey Sanchez of the Braddock Bulldogs.
A Royal Grand Sakamela? I want to see this. Oh yeah, that was majestic. I'll tell you, that's a whole lot of fun over there. Those Braddock Bulldogs, they manifested that Sakamela from the dugout. They were wishing that.
This next Sakamela was hit at FIU Stadium. This is the first inning Sakamela off the bat of Southridge Spartan Jonathan Paniagua. Let's take a look at this one.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to call that one a Why Am I Uncommitted Sakamela.
Let's take a look at this one from the Archbishop Coleman Bulldogs. It's Damian Espinals.
Oh, that's out of there.
Wow. I'm going to call that one a tattoo Sakamela because he left a mark on that ball.
Then these next three are from the Sunset Knights. Alex Huicho Gonzalez, Julio Gonzalez, and Andres Puerta. I don't know what order they're in, but here they are.
Nice. Go. Wow, good job.
I'm going to call that one the Tres Amigos Sakamela.
These next two Sakamelas are from the mayor of Miami Springs, Yorlan Torres.
Wait, he's the mayor?
No, technically no. But does the current mayor hit like this?
Oh yeah, you know what? After that, I would definitely vote for Yorlan Torres as the mayor, and I'm sure he would win.
These next Sakamelas are from the Southwest Eagles, starting with sophomore Brian Garcia, and then it's Jorge Lasher. Let's take a look at these.
Man, those Eagles are hitting Sakamelas at a record pace this season.
We have a few of them from the Falcons, starting with Joshua Martinez, then Kevin Prieto, Jose Rincon, Tommy Barcias, David Herrera, and Leonardo de Basas.
Yeah, those Falcons are doing some great things over there in Cutler Bay.
¡Sacamela! ¡Sacamela!
Sácamela, 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 sácamela.
¡Vamos, papi! ¡Eso, mi niño! ¡Eso!
Run it out, run it out.
Oh, shit. Wait. Woo!
¡Uca, uca!
Oh, get out, ball! Get out, ball! Come on, get out! Get it back, ball! Woo!
I want to thank you all so much for sending the videos. I hope to see you on here again. Remember to send your home run video to Floridasportspn@gmail.com. Now let's wrap things up here in the Sakamela home run review with this last Grand Slam Sakamela off the bat of Taylor. Que barbaridad, Ancheta of the Miami Springs Golden Hawks.
Atrás, sácamela, sácamela.
Wow, Muggs, it seems like that Sakamela segment is here to stay for sure.
Man, as long as you guys continue hitting them and the people keep sending in the videos, we'll keep doing this every week. So remember, send your home run or game videos to floridasportspn@gmail.com. Thanks to all of you for sending in your videos, and I hope to see you again next week here on
Sakamela
on Inside the Park. Welcome back to Inside the Park on FSPN, the weekly recap show for South Florida high school baseball. And now it's time for the player spotlight and the player of the week. With me in the studios is Ulpiano Puente of the Cavaliers of Coral Gables and the pitcher of the month. I mean, we usually have player of the week, but we never give the pitchers any awards. So we're going to give the pitchers an award this week for last month. And with us from the Miami Springs Golden Hawks is none other than ADRIAN HENRIQUEZ. ADRIAN, welcome to the show, buddy.
What's up, Muggs? Thank you for having me. Thank you for the recognition, and Dick's House of Sports for selecting me as Pitcher of the Month.
Yeah, ADRIAN, you will receive a $50 gift card for you to spend here on the Dayland store in Dick's House of Sport, and they're recognizing you as the Pitcher of the Month for the month of February. I think you had something like 3 wins. I don't know how many croquetas, but you sure did deserve it. So enjoy that, and enjoy Dick's House of Sports here in Dayland. Listen, first of all, say hi to Ulpi, man.
What's up,
What's
Adrian?
up, Whoopi? How's everything?
Everything's going great, bro. Excited to see you.
So, Adrian, tell us about this month and your new team. I know you've had almost everybody on that Miami Springs team is new except for you and a handful of guys. You got a couple transfers, and right now you guys sit at 10-3 in Class 3A. Tell us about your season so far.
Yeah, so far the team's looking good. Our hitting is there. We backed up everything that we were supposed to. We got a lot of transfers this year. Like, obviously last year we lost a lot of seniors, but everybody's come together. We've known each other because we played together when we were little. But so far everything's going well, and the team is doing everything they're supposed to and getting the job done.
Yeah, I know Corey's doing a great job over there, and you guys, like I said, had a few returning players that have that experience from last year's team. So talking about last year's team, do you have your ring with you?
Yeah. Of course I do. You know that.
I got mine. Wow, that one's nice. Let me see. Man, Fanshaw did a good job with that. Beautiful, beautiful. Ubi, these are rings that you get when you win the whole thing.
Hey, we're going to get one soon.
They give you one of these. They give you one at the state. All right. Tell us about the future. What's upcoming? I know you guys are in the GMACs next week, and that's a really good accomplishment. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, we are. We're looking forward to that. We're playing against Killian on Monday. We're trying to get out there, play a good game. Killian's had a good season. They battle. We just want to get out there, play, have fun, and be able to continue to the next day and be able to win the GMAC.
You know what I just realized? You're in the GMAC as well, so there could be a possibility that you could face Adrian and you guys play against each other. What's going to happen there, Ulpi?
Well, it's going to be an easy win for the Cavaliers there.
Adrian, a rebuttal?
Yeah, I say it'll be a good game. We got to see.
All right, tell us about what expectations you guys have, and Corey Estrada over there, your head coach, for the rest of this season. Like I said, right now you're 10-3. What would be a good season at the end of May for the Miami Springs Golden Hawks?
Good season is winning districts. Obviously, we want to do that. It's a good accomplishment, and then keeping going forward, winning regionals. We could make it to states. We have the team for it. We have the passion for the game, the love for the game to make it, and we just got to keep on going and winning.
All right, Adrian, again, I appreciate your time. Thank you for being on here. Thank you, Dick's House of Sports, for selecting Adrian as the player of the month, the pitcher of the month for Miami-Dade County. Okay, Adrian, it's time to have some fun. It's time for the changeup. It's where our fans get to know Adrian HENRIQUEZ a little bit better by us asking you 3 questions that have absolutely nothing to do with baseball. Are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
All right, does Adrian HENRIQUEZ have any special skills or talents that we need to know about? Ulpi over here cooks.
Come on, Muggs. You know I'm the best juggler. We've known this since the summer.
You know, that's right. He does. This guy can juggle like you wouldn't believe. Take a look at this video. And I heard you could make animal balloons. Is that true? You can make giraffes and rabbits and things like that?
Yeah, I'm the best at that. Do it for my little cousins all the time.
All right. Who is Adrian HENRIQUEZ's favorite artist? Who do you listen to, and what's your walk-up song?
My favorite artist is Bad Bunny. Love that guy. He's one of the best. And my walk-up song is Chapa by a Dominican singer, Yailin La Más Viral.
Wait, I've heard that one. Chapa? How does that one go?
It's Quiere
Quiere
Chapa.
chapa, toma chapa, quiere chapa, toma chapa, quiere chapa, toma chapa. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, final question for Adrian Henriquez. What is your favorite restaurant and what do you eat when you go there?
My favorite restaurant is, I don't know if I pronounce it right, but it's called Sushi Saki. I love it. The fried rice, the best. The best. You got to try it, Muggs.
I love it.
The chicken fried rice. The chicken fried rice.
And where's that? Where's that one at?
There's one in Miami Springs, actually, one in Hialeah. I think there's one in Doral and Miami Lakes.
There's one not too far from you, I think in Kendall, too.
All right. Well, we'll have to check that place out. Well, Adrian, before we let you go, I know there's a lot of people in your corner that have helped you to get this far in your baseball career. Who are we going to give a shout out to today?
I want to give a shout out to my parents and all my family. They've been there the whole way. And my coaches, all of them that have helped me go through my baseball career till now and to continue.
All right, thank you very much. So if you didn't know him before, you know him now. He's Adrian Henriquez. You'll catch him over at Sushi Saki, eating some sushi if he's not playing baseball. And I want to thank you again. Thank you, Ulpi, for being here on the show with us and doing the segment with us. All right, that's it for the show today. I want to thank everybody for watching. And a reminder, on Sunday, March 29th, we're not going to have a show because it's spring break, and I'm going to be in Las Vegas with Matter. And when I come back, I'm going to Key West to watch the West Broward Bobcats take on the Key West Cogs. So everybody, thank you for your time. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Ulpi. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time on Inside the Park.
The show of shows, Uncle Muggs, doing what he does. You ready? We ready. This is for you all. 1, 2, 3, Sakamela.